What is up, folks? Stephen here from Moving to Canada, and today we're going to try something a little bit different for all you folks who want to understand CRS points. So, let's unpack it. Points, points, points. If you follow this channel for any period of time, then you know the importance of CRS points and the role that they can play in securing permanent residence. But if you haven't heard about CRS points yet, or are just starting off in your Canadian journey, then let me fill in some blanks. The CRS, or Comprehensive Ranking System, is a points-based system that IRCC uses to assess and score your profile, and then rank it in the Express Entry pool. Essentially, IRCC will assign a certain value to things like human capital, such as your age or level of education, as well as skills transferability factors, like work experience, along with so much more. You become a series of points that will then make you more or less competitive against other candidates hoping to get permanent residence through Express Entry. For any of my Irish or Libyan friends watching this, it works along the same lines of your Leaving Cert examination. Now, this all means that understanding how many points you currently have is a crucial step in preparing your Express Entry application, which is why today I want to take you through the CRS calculator on the Moving to Canada website. And before I get people going off in the comments, yes, IRCC have a CRS calculator that you can use on their website. However, that version requires you to input your language test results. If you don't have language test results, then there is no other option to input language ability using descriptive language. And without language test results, the IRCC version deems you ineligible and won't even let you complete the questionnaire. Also, the IRCC version does not tell you which Express Entry programs you may be eligible for, or how competitive you may be based on previous draws. So feel free to click the link in the description of this video to take you to our CRS calculator so you can follow along with me. So firstly, I want to draw your attention to this box over here. This nifty little tool allows you to see in real time which programs you're eligible for, as well as totting up your score right before your eyes. So keep an eye on that as we go through it. The first question you're asked is whether you're coming by yourself or with a partner or common law. Depending on your answer, this will open up a series of other questions further down, but for the moment, I'm just going to do by myself. Then we have age. When it comes to Express Entry, you start to lose points once you turn 30 or over. IRCC don't want any dodgy knees in Canada, it seems. And then we move on to education. IRCC wants to know what you've studied, and this can mean a big points boost if you completed a course in Canada. If, however, like me, you studied outside of Canada, just click the highest level you obtained. Also worth knowing that you'll have to get an ECA or Educational Credential Assessment to back up your answer for IRCC, but more on that in a different video. I'll click no for Canadian education, but if you have some, then you do you. And then we get to our language test. Now, regardless of where you grew up, a language test is mandatory for an Express Entry application. There's a few different tests to choose from, and I'll link below to your options, but there is no avoiding it. You can, of course, put in what you think you'll get for now, but you won't be able to enter the official pools without this piece of information. Then we come on to skilled work. A lot of people out there get caught up in NOC codes and the definition of skilled work. If you want to know more, then check out this video, which I'll link just up here. But in short, if you have at least 1 year of skilled work experience in Canada, then you become eligible for the CEC program in the Express Entry system. So if I click this, you should see, boom, eligible for FSW and CEC now. Then fill in the rest, and when we get to this section here, you may be asking yourself, does this apply to you? I have a job offer, so surely I should click yes, right? Well, not quite. This section typically only applies if your job offer has gone through a positive Labour Market Impact Assessment, or LMIA, except in very specific cases. If you think this is you, then we strongly encourage you to reach out to one of our trusted partners to help with your application. Once you've got that done, you can keep scrolling through, answer those questions, including whether or not you get a PNP nomination, which will give you an additional 600 points. I do not have one, so I click no, and bada bing, bada boom, I have 494 points. Which means if I was in the pools for the March 15th draw, I would have been pulled and invited to apply, as the cutoff for that draw was 490 points. Now, One of the big questions we get all the time is when will the scores drop? While we can't accurately predict any of that, we can advise on how you can make your score more competitive. One of the quickest and potentially simplest ways to get a more competitive CRS score is to look at your language test. You should try to aim for a CLB of 9 or higher to access the most amount of points possible. Also, if you have any French or the desire and ability to learn French, taking a French language test can dramatically improve your score. So let's take a look at that. Let's say I've studied French for 6 years in high school. I spent another 6 or 7 months getting proficient at the language again and managed to get advanced in my language test. This can give me a huge boost in points, making it far more likely I'll be pulled from the pools quicker. So this is just the first step to look at when making your points more competitive. Other things like job offers, going through Canadian education, getting a PMP nomination, and more can also help boost your points. Knowing where you stand with your CRS score is crucial to understanding your chances of going through the express entry system. So feel free to use our calculator to check out what your score might look like today. Also, before you go, we would really appreciate a sub to the channel and a thumbs up on this video if you found it useful. And why not let us know in the comments what other videos you'd like to see in the future. Until next time.